Today's Monday motivation is about carrying the burden of shame. It is so tempting when you are facing a fear or a burden or a regret on your own to just keep it bottled up inside and believe that you will make the world better by keeping all of it to yourself. And my encouragement for you this week, if you are in that situation where you feel you are carrying a heavy weight that is intertwined with guilt for you or self doubt, is that you actually share it. I recently went through a very difficult situation that was a result of a decision that I made under, a set of information I had at that time that felt appropriate and turned out to be absolutely detrimental to my professional and personal life. And I was very full of shame and regret. And I allowed that story to grow in my mind and kind of take over my life. And I can tell you that I spent about 60 days straight really obsessing over how I felt about myself because of the decision I had made, all the ways in which I believed I should have been able to see the writing on the wall that the decision was a bad one, and being really too ashamed to share my decision with others. But the minute that I allowed myself to share with a safe community what was going on, and though that was terrifying at the time, in a way, just the act of sharing was a release of it in and of itself. And then I had the fortune of getting to spend some time recently with the people who I did share that situation with, and getting to be just flooded with love and support, and with all the forgiveness I had been unable to give myself. All of the things that you would say to a good friend, like, it's not your fault, and anyone in that situation could have made that choice, and you knew what you knew at the time, and you just weren't, whatever, all the things that were comforting and made me feel like I could sort of lessen the burden of the mistake. Um, I really needed to hear all of that. And I couldn't hear that until I was willing to share the shame and share the burden with others. And I have said this before, but I mean, social isolation is one of the major contributors to chronic pain. We have really undermined our sense of community as a result of COVID, and I think we need to get back to that place, um, to support each other. And we are inherently social beings, and that means sharing both the hardships, and the wins. And I think social media has created this environment in which we think we only share when amazing things happened. But actually, grief is meant to be shared across many people. Um, Loss is meant to be, a collective responsibility, and I can't tell you what a weight it has been off my shoulders. The situation did finally resolve itself, but even if it hadn't, I mean, being able to forgive myself for being fooled in into a too good to be true type of situation, um, has been really just huge for my own healing. And I suffered so much and so needlessly because I waited so long to share that burden with my community. So find your community. If you don't have one, start to build it. It does take intention. You have to find your people, and share all the things. Um, the good and the bad, and it's a weight we carry together. So that's my motivation to you, this week and every week. See you next month.